Hey everyone, it's great to be with you as we explore some proven strategies that can help you absolutely ace those exams. We're talking about techniques that the highest achieving students use, and the best part is they are things you can start implementing right away. Whether you're aiming for top marks in your class or trying to crack a competitive entrance exam, these tips will give you that extra edge. So let's dive right in. Think of those long breaks as a secret weapon. Instead of waiting for the school year to start, use that time to get familiar with the subjects you know will be challenging. Math and science, for example, build upon themselves. So if you spend some time during your break going over the basics, you'll be in much better shape when school starts. It's like laying a strong foundation for a house. This doesn't have to be a drag either. You can watch some fun videos online, work through some practice problems, or even just read ahead in the textbook. The key is to get your brain used to thinking about those subjects again. Trust me, when you're not scrambling to catch up from day one, you'll be much less stressed and able to absorb new material more easily. Imagine walking into class already having a good idea of what the teacher is going to talk about. That's the power of previewing the chapter of the lesson. When you do this, you're not hearing the information for the first time in class. Instead, you're coming in with some context. This makes it easier to follow along, ask good questions, and really solidify your understanding. It's like having a sneak peek at a movie before everyone else. You'll be able to engage with the material on a deeper level. We live in an amazing time where we have a wealth of information at our fingertips. Before you even open your textbook, take some time to explore the topic online. Watch videos, read articles, and see if there are any interactive simulations you can play with. The internet can make learning so much more engaging and visual. It's like having a personal tutor available 24/7. And the best part is you can learn at your own pace. If something doesn't make sense, you can rewind, replay, or find a different explanation that clicks with you. When you're in class, be present and engaged. Put away your phone, resist the urge to daydream, and really focus on what the teacher is saying. Active listening is crucial for absorbing information. And don't just listen passively, take notes. Writing things down helps solidify the information in your brain, but don't try to write down every single word. Focus on key concepts, important formulas, and anything the teacher emphasizes. Here's a secret that top students know. The sooner you review material after learning it, the better you'll remember it. So on the same day you cover a chapter in class, make time to go back over your notes and the textbook. As you review, summarize the key points in your own words. This forces you to actively process the information and makes it easier to recall later. Think of it like building a mental filing cabinet for each subject. The more organized your notes are, the easier it will be to find what you need when it's time for a test. It's easy to get stuck in the trap of only focusing on the things we're already good at. But true learning happens when we push ourselves beyond our comfort zones. So embrace those challenging problems. Don't be afraid to spend extra time wrestling with them. If you're really stuck, don't give up. Reach out for help. Ask your teacher, a classmate, or search for explanations online. The process of struggling and then finding the solution will actually strengthen your understanding even more. Having a clear goal in mind can be incredibly motivating. So before you start studying, take some time to define what success looks like for you. Do you want to get a specific grade in a particular subject? Are you aiming for a top rank in an entrance exam? Write down your goals and put them somewhere you'll see them every day. This will serve as a constant reminder of what you're working towards. It's like having a destination in mind when you set out on a journey. Think of your study time like a valuable resource. You wouldn't want to waste it, right? That's where a well-structured study schedule comes in. It helps you allocate your time wisely and ensures that you're covering all the important topics. Start by blocking out time for school, coaching classes, and any other commitments you have. Then allocate specific chunks of time for studying each subject. Be realistic about how much you can accomplish in a day, and don't forget to schedule in breaks. Cramming is never a good idea. It might get you through a test in a pinch, but it's not a sustainable way to learn. Instead, aim to finish covering the entire syllabus well in advance of your exams. This gives you ample time to revisit challenging topics, practice problems, and solidify your understanding. It's like the difference between building a house brick by brick versus trying to throw it together overnight. We all have our strengths and weaknesses when it comes to academics. The key is to be honest with yourself about your weak areas and dedicate extra time to improving them. Don't be afraid to ask for help in these areas. Sometimes a different perspective or explanation can make all the difference. Remember, the goal is to build confidence, and that comes from putting in the work and seeing progress. Especially in subjects like math, physics, and chemistry, there's no substitute for regular practice. The more problems you solve, the more comfortable you'll become with applying the concepts. Think of it like training for a marathon. You wouldn't expect to run 26.2 miles without putting in the training beforehand. The same goes for exams. Our brains are like sieves. If we don't actively try to retain information, it'll slip away. That's why regular review is so crucial. Set aside time each week to go back over your notes, summaries, and key formulas. And in the weeks leading up to an exam, ramp up your review efforts. This is the time to do practice tests, work through past papers, and really hone in on the most important concepts. It's easy to get overwhelmed by the sheer volume of study materials available, but more is not always better. Focus on choosing high-quality resources that align with your learning style. It's better to master a few key textbooks or study guides than to skim through a dozen different ones. Think of it like building a strong house. Regular self-assessment is crucial for staying on track. After each test or quiz, take some time to analyze your performance, identify your strengths and weaknesses, and adjust your study plan accordingly. If you notice a pattern of struggling with a particular type of problem or concept, dedicate extra time to that area. It's like being the captain of a ship. You need to constantly monitor your course and make adjustments based on the conditions. Let's face it, exams can be stressful. But it's important to manage that stress so it doesn't negatively impact your performance. Find healthy ways to de-stress, whether it's through exercise, meditation, spending time in nature, or listening to music. And don't forget to take breaks. Our brains need time to rest and recharge. Stepping away from your studies for a few minutes can actually make you more productive in the long run. In our hyper-connected world, distractions are everywhere, but when it's time to study, you need to create a focused environment. Put your phone on silent, close unnecessary tabs on your computer, and let your family and friends know that you need some uninterrupted study time. If you find yourself struggling to stay focused, try using a timer. Set it for 25 minutes of focused work, followed by a 5-minute break. This is a popular technique called the Pomodoro technique, and it can be surprisingly effective. Remember, you don't have to go through this alone. Your teachers, mentors, and classmates are all valuable resources. Don't hesitate to reach out for help if you're struggling with a concept or need clarification on something. Sometimes just talking through a problem with someone else can help you see it from a different angle and find a solution. Remember, asking for help is a sign of strength, not weakness. Self-confidence is a powerful tool, especially when it comes to exams. Believe in your abilities and trust in the hard work you've put in. Visualize yourself succeeding and focus on your strengths. Remember that setbacks are a normal part of the learning process. Don't let them discourage you. Instead, view them as opportunities for growth and learning. The most successful people are often the ones who have learned from their mistakes and come back stronger. It's test day. You've prepared well, and now it's time to put all that knowledge to good use. Take a deep breath and remind yourself that you've got this. Read through the entire exam carefully before you begin and allocate your time wisely. If you get stuck on a question, don't panic. Move on to the next one and come back to it later. Sometimes the solution will come to you as you work through other problems. And remember, even if you don't know the answer to every single question, you can still do well by focusing on the ones you do know. No matter what your exam results are, remember that learning is a lifelong journey. It's not just about acing a test, it's about expanding your knowledge, developing critical thinking skills, and becoming a more well-rounded individual. So celebrate your successes, learn from your mistakes, and never stop being curious about the world around you. The skills and knowledge you gain through education will serve you well throughout your life, no matter what path you choose to pursue. So there you have it, 20 powerful strategies to help you ace your exams. Remember, success isn't about inherent talent, it's about consistent effort, smart strategies, and a belief in yourself. Start implementing these tips today and watch your academic performance soar. You've got this. I'm excited to see what you achieve. Happy studying!